Hello, people. Yeah, it's Bob from Toronto, here in East York, Cosburn Avenue. Bob of the North, everybody knows me. Harry, yeah, Harry of the South. I like that name. That's a good one. Syrian, King James. There's some crazy names going on, but they're all fun. It's all fun. Let's talk about the movies I watched this week, other than having an itchy nose, like I always do. What time is it? It's 1:30. This is for in. Look at this. Look at this. Friggin' thing is empty, eh? You know Dudley, right? Dudley in the movie, right? He always goes like this, eh? Taps his finger on the bottle and the bottle fills up. So you get another bottle, right? And it fills up. So thanks to Dudley, right? He gives me another full bottle. Gotta love Dudley, eh? Yeah. Bishop's wife. It's Friday. You can drink on Friday, Saturday, Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays. It's good for you. It makes the blood flow. You know? Thins the blood. It's good for you. A good shot always do you wonders. Good for you. Healthy. Now, not if the bottle. You can't drink the whole freaking bottle, okay? That's not healthy. All right. Let's talk about the movies. Now, this is just a telling you what I watched. I was going to say review, but it's not. This is never a review. If I ever was going to do a review on anything, I'd do it on one movie, sit here and talk about one movie, talk about it and all that stuff, address the fact of the movie and that. But this is just, what did Bob watch this week, right? So, try not to make the video too long. So, what did I watch? Okay, I watched on TCM. I watched
Thank the maker. Much young one.
I watched San Francisco, 1936. Yes. And it takes place early 1900s in San Francisco, right? It's a tale of a sinful gambling hall owner, right? Right? He doesn't believe in much. He believes in money and girls and all that kind of stuff. And then there's a priest down the street, right? Of course, the priests believe in God, and they're friends. They're buddies. And then there's a girl that shows up and comes into town, Jeanette MacDonald. And can she sing? Well, most of you know that anyway. So yeah, so it all takes place. Now it's up to 1906. Some of you don't know what happened, but in 1906 there was the earthquake, right? San Francisco basically burned to the ground. It was wiped out, right? So it's not that the movie's about earthquake, it's part of the movie, right? So it has the movie's about another guy that owns Tivoli, a theater down the street, and he gets Jeanette MacDonald to go with him to go sing opera music, songs and stuff, and people fill up the place. But Clark Gable already had a contract with her for 2 years, so she really can't sing. So she has to go back to Clark Gable's place and sing. But it's a good movie. It's all right. I gave it a 7. Yeah, and you get to see all the special effects from 1936 about earthquake, buildings falling down, people are getting crushed by bricks and all this stuff. It was very interesting, very interesting. That's pretty good. So, yeah, I gave it a 7. All right, then I watched TCM's coming up again. I watched Coffey from 1973 starring Pam Grier. All right, this is Pam Grier. She's already made a couple movies by now, right? The Big Dollhouse and The Birdcage or something like that. Anyway, she's in this movie. And she's a nurse, right? And it says the nurse goes undercover, right? In order to take down a drug dealer. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if she goes undercover or not. I mean, she's a nurse, and the next thing you know, she's out there running around with all these drug dealers. I didn't even see her tell anybody, hey, I'm taking a week off, or whatever. Like, the next thing you know, she's a nurse. And then she can kick the shit out of people, too, and kick them in the balls and kick them in the face, and I don't know. So she's a nurse. So she goes undercover because her sister's about 11, I don't know, 12 years old. And she got drugs, bad drugs, and now she's a freaking banana laying in the hospital, right? So Coffey, her character, the nurse, wants revenge. She wants to go around and kill everybody. You know, kill them all, basically, right? All the drug dealers. Anybody that had anything to do with her sister. The little smuck up to the highest smuck. And her boyfriend, her boyfriend's the biggest smuck of all. But you don't know that until later on down the road. But I'm not going to tell you if she kills them all, but she does have she does have a nice way about her, right? Anyway, yeah, that's Pam Grier. I never went to the show. I don't recall ever going to the show to see any of these, what do they call them, blaxploitation movies or something? They never seemed to be of interest to me. I might have seen a couple of them, but I don't recall seeing too many. All right, so that's Coffey. Gets a 6. 1973, Pam Grier. And then I watched TCM again. Killer's Kiss, 1955. A dance hall girl, I should say a boxer, right? I used to box. I used to run a lot too. Anyway, a boxer is drawn to a dance hall girl who is being bothered by her shady ex-boss, and there's murder involved here, right? So yeah, he's a boxer. I don't think he won any fights, but he's a boxer, right? And she's a dance hall girl. She's one of those dancers that, well, you buy a ticket or 6 tickets for $1, or you dance with her, stuff like that. And then her shady box, he's in the back there, right? But he's a gangster, right? Now this is the first film by Kubrick, right? So that's an interesting fact, how he does, you know, the camera angles and the deepness of the black and, you know, the movie itself, right? So, yeah, I give it a 6. It was interesting. Nothing great, nothing, you know, really nothing outstanding. Zap! See in? No problem, buddy. Let's sap that bottle full again. Alright, what else did I watch? Oh yeah, also on TCM, I watched Murder My Sweet from 1944. Originally it was called Farewell, My Lovely. But most people thought it had something to do with dancing and singing and shit like that, so they never really went and seen it. So they changed the title to Murder My Sweet. People started going to see the show then, right? The movie then. Philip Marlowe, right? He's hired by a hulking friggin' giant, a big bastard, right? He comes in the office and he's standing there, right? This guy's huge, right? Philip Marlowe's sitting at his desk, looking at the window and the thunder and lightning, and when the lightning changes the mirror, you can see the giant man standing in the glass. I was like, wow. Anyway, that giant man is Mike Mazurki, right? He was in a lot of movies back then. Big guy, big huge guy. He's standing there and he wants to hire Philip Marlowe, yeah, to find his girlfriend. He's looking for Velma, right? Philip Marlowe tells him, hey man, I'm kind of busy here, okay? I can't take your case. I got things to do. And Mike Mazurki's character, the big guy, he throws $40 at him, right? Two $20 bills on the table. All right, that's okay. Philip Marlowe now has another case. He puts the $40 into his pocket and he goes off with this guy to go look for Velma. Yeah. Dick Powell, right? Dick Powell. Now everybody knows Dick Powell from all his singing and dancing and stuff he did in basically what was it, in the 30s, throughout the 30s, right? He did a lot of singing and dancing. He was a nice looking guy, and he could dance and sing, and they didn't really want, he was saying he's getting tired for doing that shit. Now he's getting older, right? You can't keep on dancing and singing and looking pretty for forever. So he kind of changes things up a little bit. He wants to be a detective, private eye. Most people thought, nah, that wouldn't work. But once they started, right, doing the movie, right, the film, yeah, turned out pretty damn good. So it did all right. Again, I gave it an 8 out of a 10. Yeah. Dick Powell, Claire Trevor, and Mike Mazurki. Very good movie, excellent movie. Film noir, of course, 8 out of 10. Killers was a film noir too. Yeah. All right, what else did I? Well, I watched this movie here finally. From Nepal. I just bought this a week ago. Most of you know that, right? I just took it out of Nepal and I said, I'm going to watch that. Now, I don't recall if I ever seen this. I think I did, but if I did, it must have been friggin' 30 years ago, right? So, anyway, get back to the movie. It's a very good movie. I think this is would this be his second, third movie? Well, he never made too many movies up to then. So yeah, Serpico. Yeah, Al Pacino. Pacino, how do you say his name? Pacino, and Serpico. It's basically a true story, right? He wants to be a cop. So he gets to be a cop, and then he goes to the police station, and he goes to go undercover, and then he finds out that he's undercover in all these different police stations, and all the cops are, I don't know, what else to say, bad? They take money. They're all, well, maybe not them all, but most of them in this movie, they're taking payouts, a certain cut every week from all the graft that's going around in New York. Everybody gets a cut, except for him. Right? He didn't take any money, and now they're all thinking he's going to squeal on him and stuff like that, right? Because he's not taking any money. So, anyway, another movie you're going to have to watch if you haven't already seen it. But if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a very good movie. I'll give it, what did I give it? I gave it a 9. Yeah, a big 9 today for Serpico. So, seek it, find it out, watch it anywhere you can, or any of that kind of story, right? So, yeah. And the other one I watched was, I watched Jack the Giant Slayer. There's the jacket. From what year? 2000, I think it's 2013. So as always, I can't see, but pretty sure it's 2013. Yeah. It's about Jack, and the beanstalk, basically. And the beans. It's a take on that. Giants. Yeah. Jack has to save the princess. Right? So the giants are, of course, up and, way to frig up there, right? In the land above there, right? Up the sky there. There's all stories about the giants. So there's the beanstalk goes up there, and Jack goes up with some soldiers, and this guy that's working for the king, and this guy that's working for the king's got a crown that the giants all bow down to. So he wants to go up there and take charge of the giants so the giants can climb down the beanstalk and kill everybody, destroy them all, and he can be in charge. Well, they do all that, but it didn't quite work out the way he thought it was going to work out, the guy with the crown. But I like the way the giants come down, right? They come down swinging their friggin' clubs and, like Ian said, to grab a hold of the guy, right, and they chew on his head. Not that you see them, but it implies, because it was like that, and then cut away, and then he's throwing the guy away. But I always thought that if you're going to show a giant chewing on somebody's head, you should at least go through with it, right? Why are you going to tease somebody? But yeah, the giants were okay, but sometimes, I don't know, I think they were stop animation, weren't they? Like made out of clay or made out of something, and you kind of move them. I don't know how they did that, but it looked like it sometimes. Because sometimes, to me, I could see that it was miniature, like miniature scenes, but they're supposed to be real big scenes, but they look kind of like a miniature type of thing to me. But anyway, that's Jack the Giant Slayer, 2013, I think it was. I gave it, what did I give it? I gave it a 7. It's a good watch. It's okay. It's fun. You know what I mean? See? It's fun. It's a fun watch. It's okay. Yeah, it's a nice windy day here. There's clouds going by real fast and a blue sky. Windy. It's not cold. It's not that cold. No, it's nice. Not bad out. All right, what else have I watched? This one. I just watched this one yesterday. Pulled it out of the pile and said, I think I'll watch that. I was having lunch, having tea, right? So I thought I'd put this on. This is Unhinged. Wow, Russell Crowe. Is this a friggin' ride, man? Just like a friggin' roller coaster ride. It starts off and you're at, well, my couch is over there, right? You know where the couch is, right? So I'm sitting on the couch, and the next thing you know, I'm like this on the couch eating my lunch, and it's like, frig, man, sitting on the edge of the couch there just watching this friggin' movie, right? She gets up in the morning, right? And she starts heading off. She's late. I don't know why she's late, but she's late, right? We're all late in the mornings when we get up, right? So the kid's having breakfast. Come on, let's go. Kids' school's about an hour away. Or I could never figure that out. Why do you go to school an hour away from your house? I never got that part. But sometimes I think about stupid stuff, right? Instead of just watching a movie. Bob, you're Bob, this guy's got to sit there and go, man, she's been driving for like a friggin' half an hour. Where's this kid's school at, man? But anyway, yeah, so she pulls up alongside of this guy, right, and stuff like that. And of course, it's Russell Crowe. He's in a gray truck, right? She's beeping horns at him like, come on, man. He's in front of her, and he's not moving, right? The light changes, right? We all know what that's like. She's behind him. He's in front. He's not moving. He's daydreaming. He's freaking licking his lips. He's picking his nose. Who the fuck knows, right? So the light changes. So she swerves out behind him, goes around, cuts in front of him, and starts buggering off down the fucking road, right? Now, he seems to wake up now, right? So he gets a little pissed off. He starts chasing her. Not that, I don't think she knows that he's chasing her, but he starts chasing her. And then he pulls up beside her and he says, roll your window down, and they start talking to the kid. He starts talking to the mother, and oh my goodness, it starts. This guy's a friggin' nut bar, right? The elevator doesn't go all the way up, right? The deck's short a couple of cards, right? Right? The screws aren't all in the box, right? The numbers don't add up. This guy's a nut bar. Nice. I like this movie. Yeah, it made my day. Got an itchy nose again. Why do I have an itchy nose? But anyway, yeah, what did I give this one? Give it an 8. A big 8. Yeah, if you haven't watched Unhinged, I should say, with Russell Crowe. Now, some people just said he's a fat guy. He ate like 50 pounds of chips and whatever to get fat. Like, I'm fat. I don't remember what I ate, but he's big. And some people say it's a fat suit, a fat suit they wrap around you and shit like that, So I don't know what it is. I don't know whether he's just real fat, because he looks like he weighs 360 pounds here, or he's wearing a fat suit. Take your pick. I guess it don't really matter. Like, I don't really give a shit. So this is really good. Who is this? This is Russell Crowe, Jimmy Simpson, and Karen Pistorius, or something like that. Gabriel Bateman, that's the kid. I think that's the little boy. Yeah, so yeah. And there's a scene in a restaurant, right? He walks into a restaurant. He's sitting there with a guy that knows her. I think it's her lawyer or something. Starts chatting him up, and the lawyer thinks he knows her. So they're having a coffee and all that. Ugh, nasty scene that is. Oh yeah, frig, man. Just like all of a sudden, boom! It's like, holy shit. Oh, anyway.
No more adventures. I'm not going that way.
I don't know, CPO. Oh, what's his name again? I don't know his name. Star Wars. Anyway, what's he saying?
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Uh-oh. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Anyway, Unhinged. Keep watching those movies and stay safe. And you can have a drink once in a while. You're allowed. Love that shit. Alright, people. Put this down. Another week comes up. Another week of watching movies. Who knows what you're going to watch? You don't know. I have no idea. But I'll watch movies. And I'll get back to you. Alright. Peace, love, and rock and roll. Keep watching those movies. Oh yeah, and stay safe, eh? Everybody's getting their friggin' needle. I don't know. I have no idea when I'm getting mine. They say it's sometime in May, but I don't friggin' know.